so I'm Isis, and you are
Tara.
Mom.
Mom. My birth certificate says Tara, not Mom.
But when I was a little baby, you told me to call you Mom, so it's like weird.
You got that one.
Yeah, y'all told me to say that. So
however, to the world,
you're
I'm
a human
Tara.
being.
Yes, I was human before I had you.
Which is such a weird concept, but whatever. So today, Tara, human mom, and I will be giving our commentary on this very interesting red table talk with Jada and Will Smith. And the reason why I personally think, that this is going to be interesting is because off rip, they seem like they have a very open, I don't want to say open relationship, but like they seem like they have a very like solid communication in their relationship.
Yes, I was going to stop you when you said open, because I think when you think of open relationship, you think
open
like
to others.
Oh, you could go do what you want and I'm gonna do what I want. I don't think that's the terms of their relationship. I think that they just both understand that they're both human.
Right. And that's so important. This is like so inspiring in my young age, how I really would like want a relationship. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, look how like freeing and liberating this is. Like, just from them honestly speaking their truth.
We specifically never said anything. We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We just felt like it got to the point where you gotta say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
So they tried the regular we just not gonna say nothing to nobody.
Nothing from no horse's mouth.
To be, that doesn't matter. It's all love.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay.
What happened? What happened, sis? Because we all want to know what happened.
I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help.
Does the age gap, nobody's going to talk about that?
I mean,
Or do we not care?
I mean,
mental state.
Because it's Jada, because she's like
what
young,
is
young
well?
looking
First of all,
hot.
because she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She
Really sick.
Doesn't look her age.
not at all giving these 30-somethings a run for their money.
The outpouring
How old
for
is
him from our
August?
family
Probably
was,
late 20s.
Initially about his
He's not even
Early
30 yet.
30s.
And I mean, we
Don't
found
quote
Please,
me.
let's
Google
fact
it.
check.
to help pull him through.
We need to fact check that.
And from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we
I
decided,
was done with your ass.
you kicked me
I
to
was
the curb.
done with you.
Wait, what?
He's 27.
He's 27. How old is Jada? Jada gotta be like
Decided that we were going to
47,
separate for a period
48.
of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself
48.
happy.
Jesus, yeah, because I was gonna put her 10 years older than me, but I was like, nah, maybe she's like 8 years older than me. 48?
No, we were over.
Jada, 48 and 27.
That's a
From there,
smooth 20 years.
Sis, get your life.
To a different kind of
I mean, I'm here for it though.
with
I know
August.
you are.
One thing I want to get clear
Your nasty
about,
self.
one of the things that
Hey.
was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that
Because
particular.
don't they have a son
circumstance
that's
is
older, or is that
Yeah,
just Will's
exactly.
son?
Yeah.
Will's son.
Okay, with a
August was
different
probably
yeah.
trying to communicate.
Mhm.
Because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were.
If he's
separated
27
amicably.
now, he was.
And I think he also
Yes!
understood
That's why I'm like, why isn't anybody talking about that?
Whoa,
I'm like,
bro.
that man is my age. Like, he's at least 24.
Really what happened.
Of course.
You and I decided we were going to take our space.
Could you
away.
imagine
Yeah, and
No.
then I got
being in
into
his
an
position?
entanglement with
getting attention from
August,
Jada
that's
Pinkett
what I
Smith?
said.
An entanglement?
What? He probably felt like the chosen one.
Yeah.
Relationship.
Yes, it was a
Wow.
relationship, absolutely. I was in a lot of pain. and I was very broken.
But you know he's like packing,
In the
right?
process
You remember
of
when that girl
relationship, I
sued
definitely
him
realized
because
that
he ripped her cervix? You remember that?
Now that you bring it up, I remember. I totally forgot that and blocked it out of my mind. But thank you for the friendly reminder. I remember now.
He ripped her cervix.
Oh
Do
my
you know
God.
how
only to realize
ouchy that
wasn't
is?
possible. I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I
What
felt
was that Halle Berry movie?
Man, it
And
was
she was
really
like,
joy.
make me feel
Just
good.
how
What was that,
peaceful
Monster?
I think that has a lot
I don't
to
think
do
I've
with
seen that one.
my
That was
codependency.
good. We gotta add that to the
Which is
list.
another thing
There's
that
so
I
many
had to
movies you
learn
have to
break
watch.
the
There's like
cycle.
20
It's
years of
that
good
idea
movies
needing
that
to
I've
fix.
seen that you haven't.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting way to look at
What
it.
is that childhood trauma that
She probably subconsciously
feels as
saw
though it can
herself
be
in
fixed
August because he was so
through
young.
fixing people versus
Maybe.
me.
I feel
And
like
I
that's
think that whole
a
process was all
easy
good.
way to
Yeah.
kind of
And taught me that.
Well, it could be
justify
true.
it, but
It could be an important factor. Is she's trying to heal because she's projecting?
well, clearly that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
But I think she just wanted to feel good.
Or maybe she. Okay. That could very well be true.
No matter what. The fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
They're laughing, but he's so serious.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things
It ain't for the
you
weak.
have to go through. I'm gonna get you
She's
back
so pretty.
first.
She's like
It's disgusting.
You'll
Yeah.
get me back.
It really is.
Bad marriage. It's not a
But
bad
that's
marriage,
terrible because it's
though.
not a bad marriage. It's a fantastic marriage.
They're laughing though,
Yeah.
so.
It's just part of the journey.
I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said this, and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah. You thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was gonna take to ride with
I
you
didn't.
through.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Whew.
Mm.
How am I doing?
Whew.
You're doing great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what?
You're awesome.
Okay.
Wow. I like that they kept it short though.
All right. So they definitely said what they had to say.
And I love that.
So, all right. When I'm gonna ask you the question that I always ask you. Well, when you was a little girl, when we would watch movies, what would I always ask you?
Oh, what's your favorite part?
Yes. Do you know why I would do that?
No.
Well, the reason why I would do that is because I wanted to get you engaged in dialogue. Like I wanted you to be able to receive something and then have some dialogue around what you just received.
Right.
So there was a bigger method in that. And one of my secret mommy tips. Maybe another time I'll give you young mothers some secret mommy
Sneaky
tips.
mommy.
Sneaky mommy. But yes, I wanted to I didn't want to just be the mom that's like, oh, let's watch Finding Nemo and then give you a bottle and put you to bed. Like I wanted you to think about what you just watched. Think about what you saw. What are your opinions? How did they make you feel? Did you learn something? You know, just really, really like engage you in dialogue.
Yeah.
So in mommy style, what was your favorite part of this?
I think my favorite part in this little 13-minute video. No, but I think my favorite part was her being honest about that little end clip, how she was like, I didn't think that you had the capacity to like really stick it out and really like love me like you say you love me, because you never know. Like that's what's so scary about marriage and relationships, because people for real be lying to themselves and will make a commitment and will say words to you that will like people will just they say stuff that they know that they can't even own up to. You know what I'm saying? So if like somebody is saying like I'm gonna stick with you through whatever, and you're sitting here thinking like you don't even know if you could even do that.
Right.
For you to be telling me that.
Right. You making promises that you and I both know.
Right. It's a high possibility that you can't keep it. And I think that's so real, like in relationships, like in connections with people, like words mean stuff. Like people really say, and I'm a person like I've never been like, well, I was about to lie, but I was about to say like I've never really been like emotionally abused to where like people just tell me lie after lie after lie after lie after lie after lie, and I believe it.
Well, that you know of.
That I know of.
Then you don't know that they're telling you to lie. But I think,
which makes you want to question everything.
The point is, this is now going down another road.
Okay.
But because you about to be
Sorry,
like,
I'm
and
projecting.
another thing.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
projecting my own issue.
Yes. But yes, I think that a lot of people go into relationships and marriages with that intent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very few people that can say it and do the work that's necessary to truly mean it.
Right.
And I loved that about that exchange. I loved that was your favorite part. But there's a couple of themes that kind of came up that I thought were interesting and wanted to kind of get your feedback. You had during the screening of it in our living room, you had mentioned some childhood trauma, or well, she mentioned childhood trauma,
mm-hmm.
and you supported it in a way, saying that maybe she saw herself in him
mm-hmm.
when we were discussing the age. Can you embellish on that a little bit more? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what do you think by her seeing herself in him? Like, what do you think she's seeing that reminds her of herself?
Just like
or reminded her of herself.
Just like being lost. Like, you know, you could tell like somebody. Well, everybody can't tell, but like I think she saw that. And the potential in August is what she might have seen too, because that's what gets a lot of people. The potential.
Say, Jada got a track record of attracting goats.
Right.
I'm just gonna say that, but yes.
Right. So she probably knew what she was talking about when just as him like catching her eye like that, like she probably definitely did see something. And maybe back to the trauma thing, like maybe she felt like by healing trauma in him, she could heal the trauma in her at that age that she never got to heal. Because he was young. That man was at least 24.
Yeah.
And that in itself is like a tough age. Would you agree? Would
definitely agree. If I think back to who I was at 24, first of all, I always say that like I'm a completely different person than I was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, with everything that happened, like with COVID and everything, I'm a different person than I was 6 months ago.
No, for real.
On some real, but 24, definitely, I was going in a direction, and I mean, I was doing me. Again, you know, I'm a person, I don't regret anything, but I had no idea who I was, and that's okay at 24 to not know who you are.
Right.
But if the 24-year-old me was sitting here right now, you might even be like, who is that? Because she was very different. She was doing what she had to do at that particular moment in time and was not very in tune with who she is. I mean, and that's not to say that that's what August or Og, because we're going to call him Og, what Og was going through. He's definitely an artist and found expression in his music at a really young age, and people like that are very special.
Right.
I mean, I was going to say I wasn't fortunate enough to find that, but I did in different ways.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, definitely 24 is like not the age. And that's what I was saying. Like, imagine being 24 years old and then getting attention from
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Excuse me.
Like,
Jada
what?
Pinkett Smith. Man, listen. Okay. The other theme that kind of came up that I was interested, I just made a note of, was when she talked about she didn't feel like it was a transgression. So Will had made the comment of, oh, I feel like I'm at the husband at the press conference sitting here while, my wife is talking about her transgressions. He made that joke. And she, in response, said, well, I don't look at it as a transgression because it was a period of growth and blah, blah, blah. And I learned and and I came out of the fire, whatever. I'm a better person, whatever the case may be.
Right.
I'm divulging. But what do you think about her saying that she doesn't feel like it's a transgression? Do you think it's a transgression?
I think the reason why she's saying that it's not is because it wasn't like purposeless. Like the reason why she's saying it's not a transgression is because it is meaningful to her. Like whether you take that in a negative connotation or if you take that in a positive connotation, like meaningful, it has meaning. Where it's significant. It's a fork in the road moment, as you said.
Another one of my parenting tips. I always talk about fork in the road moments.
And you grow and you learn from those fork in the road moments. Those pizza. What I was saying was it's a fork in the road moment, and those moments have meaning. Those moments are significant. Trauma is significant. So the point that I'm trying to make, like, even I don't want anybody to like misunderstand when I say by meaningful. Like meaningful, has a very like lighthearted meaning, but I'm literally taking it as meaningful, like something with meaning. But anyways, I said all that to say, I think that she disregarded it as a transgression because it has so much meaning, it has so much passion, it has so many lessons, it has so many love behind it. So much love behind it. So do I think it was a transgression? No, I do not.
Okay.
But I have to watch August's side too because I didn't watch what he said. So I'm like looking on social media. People are saying that apparently August said that was like the love of his life, like blah blah. But Will and Jada over here laughing and joking like it was a transgression. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want them.
I'm glad that you brought that up. Because, first of all, I'll give my opinion. I agree. I don't think it's a transgression. My friends will tell you, I'm the voice that's always like, you can't tell people the rules of their relationship.
Yes.
Right? I think too often, sometimes we put our own fears and insecurities and things that we would or would not do onto other people's relationships. And that's great that you make certain rules or whatever in your relationship, but you can't 100% expect everybody else to follow your same thoughts about a relationship to their relationship. There's lots of people who have open relationships, and I know that that's the extreme. I'm jumping to the extreme to say there's that word open relationship again, but sometimes it's not even necessarily about open relationships. It's about, as a human being, there's things that I need for me to be the best me that I am. And just because those things may not be the things that you need to be the best person you are, you shouldn't judge me for the things that I need. Mm-hmm. Same as I don't judge you for the way that you need things, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say that. So I'm going to first say that. So I personally don't think it's a transgression as long as everybody's being honest. I feel like they were definitely trying to throw in the we were on a break, whatever. Yeah. Like, again, whether they were or they weren't.
People are not going to understand the dynamic of their relationship. And I feel like they're definitely trying to, like, make it. Yeah. And if that works for them, then that works for them. But people don't know how to mind their business. What works for them might not work for y'all.
Right. So stop judging other people's relationship. But anyway, so yes, like I said, I agree. I don't think it was a transgression. However, let's talk about, you brought up a good point about August Alsina or Og.
Please stop calling him
how his point of view was he might have looked at it, Jada's somebody who's 48 years old.
Yeah, she's
She's
wise.
been in love a few times, probably, I'm sure. She also gives me, she doesn't really, I don't follow her like that. Like, I'm not like a huge like celebrity, like be in people's lives, so I don't know, but I get off that she's probably a very centered, spiritual person. So it doesn't surprise me that she says that like she just wanted to feel good, because sometimes people who are like in tune with themselves sometimes need to do stuff that may not be as orthodox for other people, but it's what they need.
Oh,
so
yeah, you could probably relate to that.
Oh,
no, but I didn't mean that in like a dickhead
you just
no, but I'm
you
saying
took a shot.
No,
but
but you
cool.
said that. You did say that. You were like, I need to be selfish.
Without going into too much detail, y'all, yes, we literally just had this conversation about my personal life and my relationships.
Right.
Yes, I am in a place that might not be so traditional for most people, but I'm on a journey where I'm just doing what makes me happy. I'm being selfish right now. My hope is that, you know, I'll come out of this wiser, bigger, more responsible. But yes, right now I'm being a little bit selfish. So yes, you're right. I do relate
to that.
I do relate
in a way that you and her understand.
Yes.
I might not understand what that is. Yes. Will Smith might not understand what that is. Instagram might not understand what that is, but both of y'all know what that means.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So claps to y'all for living y'all truth. How about that?
And living the truth means, just to be clear, that means it's my truth today.
Right.
It might not be my truth tomorrow. I might be on another wave in a week, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Will.
It kind of gave me anxiety, the inconsistency of that sentence, but I feel you. You're like, it might be different another week. I'm like, what do you mean? But go ahead. I just thought that was funny.
That is so funny, because I think that we're very different.
Yes, we are.
You are a person that
likes, I don't want to say tradition, but
yeah, you like tradition.
I'm a little
you
more
like
traditional, and I like to just know. It's like part of my control issues. We don't have to go into that, but I just like to be able to
know.
Yes.
But what if knowing means knowing that I'm feeling like this today and I might not feel like this tomorrow? You know?
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm gonna feel like. I have to plan. I have to know. I just have to know, okay? I just have to know. I don't like that. That made my stomach turn a little bit when you said that.
That's so funny. But yeah, I think if two people understand that we're human, I'm human, you're human, what you're feeling today is not going to be exactly what you're feeling tomorrow. And I think what I admire about Will and Jada's relationship is that they both know that. And they both sleep well at night knowing that tomorrow is tomorrow and tomorrow is not today. Right. And I feel like they just deal with it as it comes. To me, that's a healthy relationship. Yeah. Because I also feel like there's so many people that are in, you know, certain types of relationships where they are not free because, or feel like they can be quote unquote free because of the commitment to the relationship. And I think that's more of a disservice than a couple that's just honest. Yeah. That can be honest, that can say what it is at the moment, and be open with what they're feeling at every moment, instead of like, because we're all human beings. We feel things. We see people that are attractive. So you get married and you just not supposed to ever feel nothing about no other person ever? Yeah. Like, nah. I mean, and I'm not saying, again, be disrespectful or tell lies or do, because that's where the problem comes in. Right. But if you're honest about what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're going through, I think that is the symbol of a strong relationship.
And another thing that I just want to add that this thing reminds me of, interdependence. And that's been my whole word.
Codependency or
interdependence?
Tell me, what's the difference between codependency and interdependency?
So I have been manifesting interdependency, because within the past March, literally my quote-unquote self-healing journey for 2020 started in November, when I was getting fed up with all my boyfriends, and I was like, you know what, I just need to be really, like, truly don't talk to anybody right now, like, November. And I remember I made the post on Finsta, and I was just looking at it yesterday. I was like, I can't entertain nobody right now. Nobody's not giving me what I want. Like, I feel like I'm just beating dead relationships. Like, it just wasn't, like, it's not fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then from November to now is July, like, the thing that is most like ringing to me is interdependence. That is two people being independent together. Like, people like this, not like this, like this. And one thing I see, well, y'all can't see, but I cross my fingers as opposed to two fingers, like, very close together. So
almost like a peace sign. She's like a peace sign, not a.
But a peace
not
sign
a keep
is
a secret
like
sign.
they're far away, like a peace.
Oh, so
close
like
together.
All right, so
sign.
like two hands,
yes.
one pointer finger together,
but on the same hand.
Oh, on the same hand?
Yes, because they're on the same page. They're just not one. You know what I'm saying? It's the deep meaning behind it. You feel me?
They come from the same root.
Yes.
They're like planted into the same soil. It's like two different trees planted in the same soil.
Yes.
Okay.
From the same branch, but it's two separate flowers, leaves, whatever.
Got it.
So the reason why I am like obsessed with this interdependence is because I don't personally want to ever like become a relationship. And I don't know, I don't want to get too off track, but like the common theme that I see is like people become the relationship. Like the relationship, you're not a person anymore. You're this person's girlfriend or this person's boyfriend. And that kind of goes back to what you were saying about dang, I totally just lost my train of thought. About mom. You're like, I'm not mom, I'm Tara. Like, you're not, that's a whole different thing, because you like have a kid and you have to provide for it. But you are somebody outside of this mom and daughter relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I am obsessed with interdependence, and I think that is really what I need in a relationship right now in order to flourish, because I'm young and I'm still trying to figure out myself, and I still want to learn about myself and cater to myself. And somebody who wants to be with me has to be able to do that for themselves, but with me. Like, we're figuring it out together.
I love that. And one of the things that she mentioned in this conversation was that she said that she realized that she's not going to be able to find happiness outside of herself. And I think that there's so many of us that are zombies.
Wait, she said that? Or I just... Okay.
You said it.
Said that.
You just basically said that, but I'm saying she also said that in the thing too. Like, you know, she realized, because she was making a point that when her and Will split up, she just wanted to feel good.
Yeah.
She messed with Og.
Please. Oh, God.
She messed with the little 24-year-old Cinderoni, who apparently is breaking people's cervix. Got her life together, which, again, I'm a man. Got her life together, but then realized that she wanted to be with her husband.
Yeah. She had her little tower moment.
Again, yes, like just like the tower card. But I'm sure there's other cards that better describe that, but this is not a tarot talk.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a very important lesson for people to learn. And it's so funny because I saw something on social media today, and I forget who it was, but it was the thing was, when you find happiness within yourself, like, you don't ever want to go back. Oh, it was like a Rihanna post. I think it was like Rihanna or somebody. But the point is, that shit is for real. Sorry, I'm trying not to curse. But the point is, that's for real. Like, when you really, 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 really are honest with yourself about, like, what you really want in life and what really makes you happy, it's just...
It's such a liberating...
It's a different...
feeling. Love that. I wish everybody could.
It's a different thing. And I've got to be honest, like, it's just something that I personally work on every day. So I know some people might be like, oh, but that's irresponsible. But it's like, yeah, I gotta go through it. I gotta maybe make the mistakes and do some careless things and do some crazy stuff sometimes to like get, I think, to the other side. Because if I constantly live my life within these guardrails, I'm never gonna like, you know, it's like when you go to the bowling alley and they put the guards up. Mm-hmm. It's like your ball never goes to the gutter, but then you never know what it feels like to be in the gutter. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm not necessarily saying that all the decisions that I make are great, you know what I'm saying, that are positive, but it's a process that I think that I have to go through, and every human being should go through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You should try stuff, even if it feels a little uncomfortable or whatever. If there's anything that intrigues you a little bit, like, try it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's like not so great, then you know. I mean, as long as it's something that's not like
butt stuff. Sorry, you set it up for me to say that, so I just.
But how?
Through the rebound.
But butt stuff is like not.
I mean, I don't know. To each his own.
Right. So there you go. Judging people.
But
it
was funny. It was funny. I said butt
anyway,
stuff.
I was gonna say, as long as it's not something that's hurting you or hurting somebody.
Right.
Which brings me back full circle to. Great that Jada and Will are high-fiving and laughing, and because it was just 4.5 years ago and they got their life together. But what about Og?
Yeah.
What about Og?
Obviously, he's still obviously he still feels a certain type of way about this whole situation.
And he's hurt.
Clearly.
And this is, again, a young person in their 20s that's feeling this kind of pain. That's like, remember when we was at the park and we were sitting there on the bench and you had said something really, really profound that had to do with relationships.
Probably. That was probably the first time I mentioned interdependence.
Maybe. I think it was. Yeah, because I was saying that, yes, that's what me and other people call an emergent relationship. Like, I think a lot of people have that same idea, and I want that for myself, whatever relationship that I get into, but you just called it something different.
Yeah.
But yes, that was the day that you mentioned that, and I remember you talking about what you went through your experience, and I remember sitting there thinking like, wow, my 20-year-old kid really went through like a grown lady like breakup. I had to stop looking at your situation as like, oh, this little puppy love.
That little boy.
That little this. And had to be like, wow, no, she's like dealing with some like real stuff.
Yeah. It's deep dookie. And I think the reason how I know that I have grown from it is because like I just like you said, like becoming like really like knowing yourself, and I know like I cannot get attached to like, oh, I healed, I'm done, now I can be happy. Like, it's definitely a process, something that I will have to go through for the rest of my life. So I have to find the silver lining in that. I have to find the good part about healing and doing the shadow work and learning.
Not to cut you off, but with everything, is you hit a new plateau.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you hit a new height.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you got to go through some stuff sometimes, but like when you go through it and you come out on the other side, it's like, it's almost like these video games. You got a new badge or you got a new trophy or you got a new award. And at the end of the day, yes, because I'm going to tell you, I don't know about a lifelong journey because I ain't dead yet. And hopefully I got another good 50, 60, 70 years left in me. But so far, it ain't let up.
Yeah.
It ain't let up on me yet, and it's a daily struggle, and it's a daily battle, and it's a weekly battle, and it's a monthly battle, and it's a yearly battle, and it's going to continue to do that. But I think with every stride you make, it becomes easier. It's like exercising.
And it feels good. It feels good to know that you are not, in my case, like, well, I don't want to say naive, but you just don't know. Like, you learn something new about yourself, about the world, about your surroundings, and you simply don't know. Like, you can't be so, well, here I am projecting again, but you can't be so stuck on, like, your past mistakes and how you handled stuff in the past, because you did not know what you didn't know then what you know now. And that's about yourself. That is about, like, the world, about everything. So the reason, I don't know what was the stem of this conversation, but
we was
healing,
talking about how do August feel, and then we went into how Isis feels. But that's okay.
Very selfish.
It's okay. No, it's therapy, sweetie. That's why mommy's here. we gonna talk it out, and we gonna get through it together, sis. But yes, we was talking about how
August is probably
August
heartbroken.
must feel.
Well, I don't know how
so
it feels.
The last question, knowing that he's probably, without knowing exactly what he's feeling, but we get an inkling because he's the one that came out from the jump.
Right,
and part of it was he wanted to be clear that he wasn't a homewrecker, but I don't think anybody really thought he was a homewrecker. I mean, let's just be real. I don't think people was out here like, August out here breaking up marriages.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody thought that. So, okay, whatever. Again, pandering to the audience and them saying stuff that they think that people will accept. But okay, I don't think nobody thought August was a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Because there's been rumors about Will and Jada for a long time. But clearly the fact that he felt like he needed to say something about it, he feels a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So last question, and then we can end this because I'm hungry. Turning the attention back to August, and now that we're saying let's think about how August feels, does that change your perspective on Jada saying that it wasn't a transgression?
No.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because this is a fork in the road moment for August too. And I think it's mostly about perspective. Like, I know feelings don't change. Initially, like how he feels about the situation might not change, how she feels about the situation might not change, but either way, like this brought up like some important stuff that obviously he has to deal with himself. If this brought up codependency issues for himself, if this brought up lying issues, healing issues, whatever type of issues, mama issues, trauma, whatever, you know, is the root of them even coming together of the first place, obviously needed to be addressed between the both of them. So don't be mad at Jada, because Jada is navigating and working through her personal feelings. People on social media are saying that she's like being manipulative, and she's like flipping it and not taking accountability. Like, this is her side. Like, her train of thought and her healing process is going to be very different from his train of thought and his healing process, because not only is it man and woman, it's person and person, like, you're gonna handle things differently and think about things differently and process things differently. So as long as this goal is to learn and move forward and heal and find happiness in yourself, in August, in himself, in Jada, in herself, then that's fine.
And Will and himself.
And Will, because he a little hurt too.
He's totally the Hillary in this situation.
It stung a little bit.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if Jada was the Hillary in other situations, but
right. So maybe that's why she's being totally like, haha.
I mean, or not. I, you know, again, I don't want to make up a fake scenario to like justify like, oh, maybe she did this because all the years of Will doing that. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, again, who knows the rules of their relationship,
right? What
they've been through. At the end of the day, I'ma say I admire it. And I'm gonna end with this one.
Hold up, don't end, because I got one more thing to say. This also goes back to what I was saying earlier about making actions based on intent. You cannot make fear-based actions. You cannot make ego-based actions. If this whole thing ends up like being an open-hearted experience, if this is what needed to happen to get them to open their heart, then it's not a transgression. It's not. It's not anything bad. And I don't think that. Okay, it might have started as an ego-based, like, yes, it was probably feeling her ego a little bit. You know, she said it felt like she was healing or whatever, but, like, the intention is so important. And if there was no, like, negative intention, if Jada said, oh, Will did this back in 95, so I'm gonna do this now, haha. And I don't even think it was like that. But like you said, we don't know. But long story short, open-heartedness, watch your intentions, your pure, true, deep intentions. You don't gotta lie to nobody but yourself, because only you really know. And sometimes people don't even really know their true intentions for doing stuff.
All right.
So open-heartedness was the point that I was trying to make.
I think what Isis is trying to say is open your heart.
Yes.
But the last thing that I was gonna say before we end was I kept thinking about Lemonade and 444. So I kept thinking about I'm sorry, was it 444? What was the album where Jay-Z was talking about
444.
his transgressions? Okay. And then Lemonade was Beyonce's answer.
And how he followed her around Paris.
But what I was going to say was, as I was watching it, I couldn't help but think about the whole Beyonce Jay-Z situation and how I think that it's great that we're seeing examples of couples that are going through like human things. I remember I was talking to a guy when I was like dating, and I was dating a couple of people at the time. You know, I was really just going on casual dates, dinner here, there, whatever. And I remember telling the guy that he's like, what kind of relationship do you want? And I remember saying I want a Jay-Z and Beyonce relationship. Mm-hmm. And he said, he was like, and this was like a little bit after Lemonade came out, he was like, you want Lemonade, Jay-Z or Beyonce, or like now Jay-Z, Beyonce? And I said, what I want is all of it, because not to say that I want a husband that's going to cheat on me, but I want a partner that's going to fight for the relationship, that's mm-hmm. going to fight for me, mm-hmm. that's going to allow me to be human and make mistakes, mm-hmm. and where we can grow together and we can flourish together. So through all of that, through whatever happens, that we can just stick together and work through it and roll up our sleeves and really, really, really work through it. And I think that's what Will and Jada are doing. So
shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them.
I'm so proud of them.
Black love.
I was just about to say that as a young black, person who loves love. This was nice to see
but
the real
love,
deal.
But the lesson is love don't always look like
right
the way that it's portrayed. And if anything, I'd rather this love than the love of, hindering yourself mm-hmm. for the sake of a relationship. Mm-hmm. So, with that, we're gonna sign out. Thank you.
Great chat.
Look for me. I'm at on Instagram at Tara_Tamisha. You can find me.
Okay. I am at ICNY_ICEYNY_.
What? Say that again.
Hold on. ICEYNY_. It's ICNY. Somebody asked me, "Oh, your name is Isis. Can I call you Nine? IC9?" Like, no.
No.
That's not
what
what
that
that
means.
means.